Even the mighty polar bear will face daunting challenges and end up getting defeated and humiliated by its opponents sometimes. Not only that, but they will also be too intimidated by certain creatures and will cower away from confrontations with them, which is exactly what we're about to see today. Take a look at how scared this bear was. It walked up all the way to a giant walrus and approached it and started inspecting it to see if it was possible to hunt it. The walrus was almost twice the bear's size, and that terrified the predator, making it think twice before attacking the walrus. The bear was trying to figure out whether or not the walrus was sick or injured, because there was no way it was going to win a fight against it if it wasn't. When a bear is really hungry, it might choose to go without or to risk everything and go after whatever prey it could find, no matter how dangerous it might be. But when that bear is a mother, it will have neither of those luxuries. She will be forced to provide for her offspring, but she will also have to be really careful in trying to do so, especially if any of her cubs were accompanying her, which was the case here. This starving bear had a tough choice to make, and it chose the safety of her cub over an uncertain battle. Having noticed a group of dogs eating, this polar bear decided to try and bully them out of their meals. The dogs were hungry enough that they were willing to fight the bear over it, and they surrounded the bear and started barking at it at the top of their lungs. The bear bit one of the dogs by the tail and lifted it up in the air before slamming it down to the ground. And even though the poor dog had to have its tail severed as a result, the bear ended up leaving defeated and empty-handed. Here's what happens when polar bears are faced with a dangerous situation while with their little cubs. The terrified mother tried to charge at the dogs to intimidate them at first, but the dogs were not fazed at all. They became even more hostile than before, and all the polar bear could do was try to back away while standing between them and its terrified little cubs. There was no convincing the dogs to back off, and trying to flee the area was the only option the bear had if it wanted to keep its little cubs intact. Trying to fight off a polar bear is definitely one of the most insane things that any person could ever think to do. But sometimes, people are pushed into situations where they are forced to do stuff like that. This guy was forced to fight off not one, but two polar bears that were approaching him, and against all odds, he ended up winning. But why didn't he run, you might ask? Well, it would have been impossible for him to outrun the two predators, especially with the ground covered in snow like that. This rude guy ignored a high five from a giant bear that snuck under his truck and was trying to get to the man and his friends. We're not sure if the bear was just too friendly and genuinely wanted to high five the guy, or if it was trying to trick the guy and rip off his arm to have for dinner. The guys in the truck had the same fears, and when the bear stuck its hand in, they were forced to ignore it, and the bear's feelings were hurt, so it decided to leave. Somewhere in Siberia, this hungry polar bear decided to attack someone's dog and make a meal out of it. The bear was able to capture the dog, and it began brutally attacking it and trying to feed on it while it was still alive. But another dog soon came to its rescue. The dog was more than willing to risk its life to save its friend, and as soon as the bear saw it coming, it let go of its prey to try and block its attack. But both dogs ended up running away, and the bear was left with nothing. All fights must have a loser, and when these two giant polar bears decided to get into a fight, one of them was doomed to walk away beaten and humiliated. The two bears were fighting over a female, but while one of them already had the female, the other was fighting to steal it from him, but it got in way over its head. The fight between the two was really brutal and really vicious, but even though the attacking bear had the guts to start the fight, didn't have the strength to finish it, and it ended up really regretting its foolish decision. This giant polar bear stuck its head through a Russian man's window. And instead of the people inside being scared, they ended up feeding the curious bear ice cream and cookies. It's kind of funny how goofy these beasts look when you think about the fact that they're among the most dangerous creatures on our planet. Choosing the wrong territory to intrude on, this giant polar bear found itself completely surrounded by a pack of wolves as soon as it entered what they saw as their lands. The wolves knew there was no need to fight the bear to force it out. So they decided to scare it away without actually attacking it. The bear was feeling really threatened with all of the wolves around. And while it would usually attack anything that approached it, it decided to stay calm and walk away from them before they lost their patience. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please, turn on your notifications bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.